What are the most basic estate planning documents you recommend people get? I'm not an attorney. This is strictly for educational purposes, but I would say that more often than not, most people could get away with just getting the 4-pack. No, not a 6-pack. We're talking about the 4-pack here. The 4-pack of documents is first and foremost a simple will. A simple will which designates who you're going to name as your executor or your executrix, not your executioner. I had somebody say that they had a will with an executioner, but we wanted executor or executrix, someone who will step in to take care of your affairs. And a simple will, a lot of times it's just an I love you will. If you're married, I love you. If I die, honey, you get all the assets. If you die first, then whatever assets you had, I inherit. Beyond the will, then it can stipulate who your other beneficiaries are, your children, and in the event of your children's death, perhaps grandchildren, per stirpes through the bloodline. So you want to, at very minimum, have a simple will drafted. Secondly, we want durable powers of attorney for both health care and a durable power of attorney for financial purposes. Each of those documents actually are living documents. What I mean by that is that the individual who drafted them for themselves are still alive, but you need someone to become your attorney, in fact, your power of attorney, so to speak, to step in and help when you are needing health care decisions made for you, maybe laying in a hospital bed, you can't make those decisions, or perhaps you are in a hospital bed and the tax return comes due. You need someone that has your official approval to be able to get signatures made on things that need to be done when you're indisposed. So those two documents also are needed. The last document is the living will. The living will is a living, breathing document that takes place at your death, and it can take care of a couple of different things. The newest versions of the living will have a donor registry situation where you can agree to, or not, as the case may be, donate body parts to science. If you want certain things in your particular case, if something bad were to happen to you. But the most important thing a simple will do, living will do, is tell your survivors that if you are laying unconscious in a vegetative state with tubes running up your nose, you have given them your word, your approval to basically pull the plug if the doctors believe your basically brain functions are gone at that point, allowing you to die in dignity and avoid that situation. A few years back, Terry Schiavo, who lived from 1990 to 2005, that 15 years she was in a permanently unconscious state, cost her family millions of dollars to keep her alive for basically she had no cognitive function. So those 4 documents, the wills, the durable powers of attorney, and the living will, those 4 documents are the base. Now, whether you need more than that is not known unless you sit down with a qualified professional, such as an attorney, who can take you through all the what-if scenarios if something were to happen to you and you want to make sure that you aren't leaving behind a mess for your family. So those of you watching this that have separate property, for example, a lake house, a rental property perhaps in Florida or another state, that might be enough of a reason for you to talk to an attorney about something beyond those 4 documents, where we now talk about a revocable trust, something where you can leave it in a position where there's little or no problem with it when you pass away. So that's a good start on the basic plan for your documents that you're going to need for estate planning.